The Atapuerca Mountains is an ancient karstic region of Spain, in the province of Burgos, Castile and Leon and near Atapuerca and Ibis de Huaros. It contains several caves, where fossils and stone tools of the earliest known hominins in Western Europe have been found, belonging to the species Homo antecessor and Homo heidelbergensis. These hominid remains, representing the earliest known in Western Europe, have been dated as being up to 1.2 million and 600,000 years old, respectively. These caves, known collectively as the archaeological site of Atapuerca, are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Geography of the Atapuerca Mountains. The Burbar Pass connects the Ebro River valley leading to the Mediterranean Sea and the Duero Valley leading to that river's outlet at the Atlantic Ocean. As such, the pass was part of a Roman causeway, the Pilgrimage Way of St. James, and is now traversed by the NI and AP1 highways. The location of the archaeological site of Atapuerca between two river valleys and an important mountain pass may explain the intensity and continuity of hominid habitation found there. Archaeological site of Atapuerca. The sites in this area were found during the construction of railway cuts through Grandalina, Galeria and Elefante, and in the cave of Cima De Las Cruces. The scientific excavation, started by Francisco Jorda Cerda in 1964, has found human remains from a wide range of ages, early humans to the Bronze Age and modern man. Sites in the area have also yielded stone artifacts. It was excavated by a team led by Emiliano Aguirre from 1978 until 1990, and then jointly by Eudald Carbonell, José María Bermúdez de Castro and Juan Luis Arzuaga. The regional government of Castile and Leon has designated the site an Espacio Cultural. The Zona Arqueológica Sierra de Atapuerca is protected under Spanish law as a bien de interés cultural. Because of its importance, in 2000, the archaeological site of Atapuerca was added to the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites. Port alone in the 20th century, several archaeologists including Jesus Carballo, Jeffrey Clark, José María Apellanes and the team led by Juan Luis Arzuaga recovered ceramic remains from the late Neolithic, Age of Bronze and Lower Roman Empire. Galeria de la Eduarda y el Quilora discovered in 1972 by a local speleology group. There are intact rock paintings in this cave. Galeria, a fragment of jaw was recovered in the 1970s, and a fragment of skull in 1995, both belonging to Homo heidelbergensis, dating to 600,000 to 400,000 years ago. There are many remains of animals, including a lion, as well as plants and tools dating from about 400,000 years ago. Trinchera Marferrera y Maria Passerelle. The site of Grandalina is a huge cave with several levels, whose excavation began in September 1981. TD11. Mousterian tools have been found. Level TD10 could have been a camp of Homo heidelbergensis, with tools and bison remains. Level TD8, reached by the first time in 1994, has provided magnificent carnivores. In level TD7, a leg of a bovid in anatomical position was recovered in 1994. TD6. In 1994 and 1995, archaeologists found over 80 bone fragments from 5 or 6 hominids dating to between 850,000 to 780,000 years ago. About 25% of the human remains found here showed the first evidence of cannibalism. These finds are at least 250,000 years older than any other hominid yet discovered in Western Europe. It is still debated which species these fossils belong to, either Homo erectus, Homo heidelbergensis or a newly discovered species called Homo antecessor. Some paleoanthropologists who have studied the findings at Grandalina argue that Homo antecessor may have given rise to Homo heidelbergensis, who eventually gave rise to Neanderthals. The erectus-like fossils were also found with retouched flake and core stone tools. Level TD5 could have been a den of carnivores. In TD4, during the 1991 excavation, 4 lithic pieces were found. Also, it retains a dozen remnants of Ursus delineensis, a new species of bear. At the lower levels, there are no fossils. Cima de los Cruces. The most famous site in Atapuerca is the Cima de los Cruces. This site is located at the bottom of a 13-meter-deep chimney, reached by scrambling through the cave system of the Cueva Mare. Beginning in 1997, the excavation team has located more than 5,500 human bones dated to an age of at least 350,000 years old, corresponding to the Middle Pleistocene and representing around 28 skeletons of the species Homo heidelbergensis, together with remains of Ursus deningeri and a biface called Excalibur. It is hypothesized that this Herculean axe made of red quartzite was some kind of ritual offering for a funeral. 90% of the known Homo heidelbergensis remains have been obtained from this site. The fossil pit bones include a complete cranium, nicknamed Magellan, and fragments of other craniums, as Skull 4, nicknamed Agamenon, and Skull 6, nicknamed Rui. A complete pelvis, nicknamed Elvis, in remembrance of Elvis Presley. Mandibles, teeth, a lot of postcranial bones. Remains of a child with craniosynostosis were found and dated to 530,000 BP. The find was considered to provide evidence for food sharing in early humans. Mitochondrial DNA from a 400,000-year-old femur has been sequenced. The oldest hominin mtDNA recovered as of 2013. The mtDNA was found to be closer to the mtDNA from Denisova hominins than to the mtDNA from Neanderthals. The excavators suggest that the concentration of bones in the pit may represent the practice of burial by the inhabitants of the cave. A competing theory cites the lack of small bones in the assemblage and suggests that the remains were washed into the pit by natural agencies. Cima del Elefante. According to José María Bermúdez de Castro, co-director of research at an archaeological site in Atapuerca, findings have uncovered anatomical evidence of the hominids that fabricated tools more than 1 million years ago, which may have been the earliest West European hominid. First they discovered a tooth in June 2007 and then, in 2008, a fragment of jawbone, and a proximal phalanx. Cueva del Mirador. This site provides information on farmers and ranchers from the Neolithic and Age of Bronze. Orchids Valley and Hundidro stone tools from the Upper Paleolithic have been obtained from these areas. Hotel California, an open-air settlement. History. Atapuerca is the location of the Battle of Atapuerca between the troops of Ferdinand I of Castile and his brother Garcia V of Navarre.